So, how do we get people who are resistant to change to engage and take part? Now, having worked on a lot of change projects and improvement projects, I found that more often than not, when people resist, they're not against the change in and of itself. They are just genuinely confused as to how they can move forward. What's the path forward? So, how you define your problems becomes really important in those situations. And I want to talk about the idea of productive problems and non-productive problems. So I'll give you an example. We started working with a precast concreting company down here in Melbourne last year, and the first step of the process was to get more organised in the workplace to become more efficient. So clean, tidy, things like that. Now, at the time, John, the foreman, made it clear. He goes, look, I've tried this before. I've asked the guys repeatedly to put away their tools and they just don't listen. Now, that in and of itself is a pretty hard problem to solve. The guys don't listen. I've told them repeatedly. Now, and you can't actually solve it. And so the thing really to do at that point was to shift it and to reframe it in terms of being a more productive problem. And what I mean by that is, and this is what we actually did, is to say, okay, John, I understand that. Let's instead ask the guys to sort out their workplace, get rid of all the broken tools, materials, things that they don't need, and let's get them to do it within a month. How can we achieve that? So that instantly becomes an easier problem to solve. It's action orientated, it's got an expectation of an outcome, and there's a deadline attached to it. So if you're struggling to engage people around change, maybe take note about how problems are being identified and if they need to frame the problems in a more productive way.